Whoa, we're back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and I am here at about 9 a.m., 9 in the morning, where we have huge leaks coming out of RYARC from the SEA data download. And let me just move my light a little bit here. Let me see if I can get that boy moved over there. But we have huge leaks, data download leaks coming out of RYARC. I believe these are data download, but let us get into them without any sort of delay. I'm gonna actually pause and then set up a full screen so we can see the summon animation real quick, and we're gonna go through all of it. So here we are back for this, and ooh, yes, yeah, that looks pretty good. Ooh, that shot, the behind the shot, yes sir. Yes, sir. That looks great. I mean, there's not too much to sort of say other than that's beautiful. So let me just pause and we'll get into the actual, reading material. So here we go. Let's take a look at everything. Okay, let's get started by Gangso. I said RYARC, but I actually meant Gangso. Here's what their name is. Yes. So banners and art. That looks beautiful. I mean, that looks gorgeous, right? It's simple as is. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We can go over here again, gorgeous. I mean, this is probably gonna be the thumbnail, right? I mean, it's so pretty. Weapon and core art, again, just gorgeous. He looks great. Ooh, he looks great, don't he? Ooh, they have gone all out. By the way, I did a little quick skimming, and let me just say, they sacrificed part 2 and part 3 of the half anniversary to make this stuff. I don't think they knew immediately that they were gonna need to like pump out this stuff or something, because it feels like they sacrificed our Half-Anni to make a lot of these assets, because these look great. Look at that. That looks awesome. ICHIGO's skin coming up is pretty huge. We got Astaghfirullah ICHIGO showing up here. Shout out. He's got the headdress on. Looks awesome. So that should be free, I imagine, like all of them have been so far. Candice, I believe her name is Candice, if I'm not mistaken. You can confirm that or tell me in the comments if I'm misremembering. Sorry for that. That zoom in was crazy. She looks great. She looks amazing, right? Am I crazy to say that she looks amazing? Oh, and by the way, if you're down there in the comments, maybe, hit this video with a like, maybe hit me with a subscribe, on the road to nearly 3.5 thousand at this point, 4,000, hopefully. So, it'd be pretty nice of you. Skill icons look pretty good. We got Getsuga Juji Show. We got the Bond, which is the gang, the original gang. That's very touching. It's very sweet. I like that. We've got titles coming. Those look really good. I love that. I love those borders. We got Giku saying damn, Candice a baddie. New avatar frame and chat box hitting us with Mayuri from 2IBW. Nothing, I would say, hinting at anything. I would just say that this is just like a cool little thing. I don't think you should read into this too much. We've got profile image, and those look really good. We got a battle pass. Ooh, battle pass kind of tempting. Profile image from new pack. Now, could this be something? Maybe Nemu at 2IBW. Nemu ends up being the support. Maybe. Event challenge background looks amazing. Again, my God, what a great image. Super pretty. Remember that both percentages and certain skills might change before release. I'm sorry, let me skip ahead really quickly before we look at this. And possibly a new selector, though there's no info yet on whether it's free or paid. Let me tell you something right now. Let me be very honest with you. If this selector is what it is, if this is in fact a selector, let me actually bring my camera out. If this is in fact a selector, if this is what this is, and it ends up being like $5 or something, I know that I usually say, I would never like incentivize someone like, hey, go pay for a mobile game, go pay for it. But if this ends up being like $5 or something for Mayuri, he's not rerunning apparently, which is shocking. And him not rerunning is brutal for free-to-plays and low spenders who missed him. He's the character. I actually saw someone formulate or like theorize that they made a mistake with Mayuri, that they didn't intend for Mayuri to be what he is. And at this point, I almost agree, because I have been saying that for free-to-play and low-spending players, there is no other character in the game that is as good as Mayuri. And so I'm pretty sure they're aware of that, because this character should have come back at this point. So if it's really a Nellel rerun, a bait banner, I think as well. I think it'll be a Nellel bait banner, and we'll be getting a tactics thrust in the part 3 or 4 of this TYBW collab. So if there's any way for you to get Mayuri, hopefully this is free, you get him for free, but I think he's very important. As we come back over here, and we see a bunch of art changes for the stamps. If you want to pause, you can take a look at those. This is just art. Nothing too crazy, right? So let's take a quick look at the actual skills. Remember that all of these numbers are subject to change. A lot of people still putting in that / cope. I'm sorry, friends, the fight is over. So we can just take a quick look. You know what I'm not interested in? I'm not interested in what all of the skill does. Let's save that for the actual, you know, pull, the summoning. Let's instead just go to core passive. Most of ICHIGO's attacks will apply Breaking Mark to the enemy. All attacks during the period of obtaining Transcendent Power will consume Breaking Mark layer to trigger Breaking. Each trigger will cause abnormal damage of 50% attack. 50% attack is not that much, which means to me that that is his Grimjo-esque, like, very baby, quote-unquote, ailment just to proc Mayuri. Unless I'm crazy, that seems like that's not an ailment character. That seems like a Grimjo character. Except for Ichigo, every thrust character in the team, there you go, confirmed. Ichigo's attack power will increase, so he wants to mono team. He doesn't want anyone else. Again, gonna make Mayuri desperately needed. Remember that I said you can just build Koname until a new thrust character comes out? I would not take this chance to pull Nellel if you do not have her, unless you are re-rolling. If you are re-rolling, you can re-roll for Nellel and Ichigo at the same time, but do not pull on Nellel, I think. Every time you release any type of technique, your abnormal mastery attribute will increase. You can say up to 3 times. So this doesn't go up to 7.5, 14, 15. So what is that? It's like 23.5% or something like that. 22%, something close to that. Power infusion during battle for every 1% of ailment damage bonus is own critical hit rate. What? That is good. Wait, that one is really good. Again, I don't think this is going to be a proper... They gave him Kenpachi's Boundary 2. They gave him his Kenpachi's Boundary 2 as a passive. What? Can we see his weapon anywhere? Is that anywhere here? Breakthrough skills. So this is 6. I'm not going to look at those. I don't really care. Weapon stamp. Increased by 15 critical hit? What? After leaving Getsuga Tensho, click the basic attack to release the pursuit, causing damage every time any teammate applies an abnormal status to the enemy. It will also apply 25 points to the enemy at the same time. Wow, when the spiritual pressure of any Zangetsu is full, the overflowing 25% will be transferred to... Whoa. Okay. So again, I don't want to look too much at all of this. I would rather look at this in game, but I will say, if he is getting 15% from weapon stamp, and he's getting another 25% from his passive, so base, he's got 40%. You get 32% from just awakening, like, your second piece. And then any stats you get on top of that, this guy's going to be pretty easy to get 100% crit rate on, even for free-to-plays, I feel like close to 100%, which is all you really need. So... yeah, that's gonna do it. I don't want to stretch this video out too long, make this too... I really don't want to just rely on leaks and be like, oh my god, leaks out. We gotta, run to the leaks, and, all of this is exactly so... is exactly as stated. I'd rather read some of this stuff in game, but until then, I've been Lone. Hopefully this is a fun little quick... I'll put a second video up today. The second video up will go up around like 1 p.m. Something like that. So this will be our first one. It'll be a little delayed. But yeah, I've been Lone. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the club, go make it, and peace.